also how in each family there is typically one person, usually a woman, who is more exceptional naturally with the psychic gifts and who can help the family. And listen, let me tell you about how this came about. By the way, I'm very croaky today, and I apologize, but it's early spring. Well, not according to the calendar, but according to nature, it is. So it's February, and late winter, early spring. If you listen, you might even hear the birds chirping. They're very excited. They think it's getting close to spring. So anyway, I have winter allergies or very early spring allergies, and that's why you hear this throat sounding the way it is. But I digress. Today, just a little while ago, I was out shopping, doing my grocery shopping for the week, and I encountered in the store one of my Psychic Cynthia fans. I actually met her for the first time, which was totally awesome. And I want to just say a shout out to LaTanya. You know who you are, LaTanya. So I won't say your last name, but if you're watching, you inspired me to make this video. And she asked me, do you think that what you do, Psychic Cynthia, with the readings, is it a gift or is it something you learn? And I told her, well, a little bit of both. I mean, first of all, I do think it's called a gift for a reason, because most of us are born with this natural aptitude. But then, of course, if you want to do anything with it, well, you have to do something with it, right? You have to use it to develop it. And the more you use it, the more skillful you become with it. But then, she started sharing with me about her own mother and how she thought her mother had some of this gift. And I said, oh, yes, absolutely. There's many families that have someone in the family with a natural psychic gift. Well, you can call it whatever you want. You can call it, the gift of prophecy or receiving a word from the Lord, or you can call it intuition. You can call it scrying, divination. You can call it just having the strong gut feeling. But in most families, you'll see one person who has this, and typically it is a woman. I mean, it can be a man, but a lot of times it's going to be the mother or the grandmother or the aunt or somebody like that. Although in my family we had both male and female, so that was kind of interesting. But what I shared with her is what I want to share with you today. Well, first of all, that yes, most families have one person, and even if you don't have access to a professional psychic, let's say you can't afford readings, private readings, but you probably have somebody in your family who has a little bit of the gift, that person who has the wise counsel. And they may not call themselves psychic or intuitive, but you'll know if you have somebody like this, and you should draw upon them and their guidance and their counsel and listen to them. But the other part of this I want to talk about is how we all have a little bit of this in us. Now, in each family, there's usually somebody who's exceptionally gifted, and that person their role is to be the wise woman for the family, if she is a woman, which often it is, again, or the wise man, the wise one for the family. And I think we need to, draw upon and honor these wise women and wise men in our families more, rather than just going all the time to these experts, quote unquote, who often don't know as much as the wise people in our family. And then the other part, too, just know this, that you have some intuition, whoever you are. I mean, if you are of just average intelligence, average mental cognitive ability, and probably you're above average if you're watching these videos, you're seeking out knowledge. So that tells me that you're probably a little bit above average, at least, maybe a lot above. So if you just have average cognitive abilities, average, and maybe even not, because I don't know that you have to have, quote unquote, normal cognitive abilities to have a psychic sense, but it does help, I think, to understand what you're getting. And where I'm going with this is, you have within you an intuition generator. It's an instinct, that gut feeling that you get about whether something is right for you or wrong for you. And I do know some people only get the gut feeling when something's wrong for them, and some people only seem to get it when it's right for them. So, it works different for different people. And I'm not saying it works the same for everybody, but you have that inner gut feeling, or that that sixth sense just a little bit. And I hope you'll learn to lean into it and start to work with it and trust it more. Because you see, the powers that be, these organizations that want to control us and tell us what to think and, want to get your money and, basically keep us oppressed, basically, keep us disempowered. They don't want you to use your intuition. And they don't want you to know that you have natural intuition. And they don't want us to remember that in every family there is one person who is very wise and we can seek their counsel. Because people who know that they have intuition, people who trust themselves to know what is right for them, are dangerous to other people who want to control us. So never forget that by accessing your intuition, you are doing an act of political and spiritual empowerment for yourself and your family. Never forget that. And the greatest power of all, the greatest freedom of all, is the freedom to know one's will and to know what feels right for you. That is a true freedom. Instead of just listening to all these voices from the outside, you have to learn to move within and to know. Sometimes haven't you seen something go down and you just shake your head and that ain't right? But then other people all around you are saying, oh, this is okay. Look what's happening right now in our country. A lot of people are just going on like, it's business as usual and, there's not a bunch of crazy shit going on when there is, okay? So I think if more people were listening to their intuition and, you can even think of it as following your heart or, getting into the heart chakra, because I do think there is a heart chakra part to it. You can talk about the gut instinct and you can talk about listening to your heart, and then you can talk about going into higher mind and the third eye, and they're all connected to your intuition. They're all similar, but they're not the same. So maybe some people do experience it more in the higher mind, and some people in the heart, and some people in the gut. That's probably getting a little bit too technical for today's video. My point is, learn to listen to your true instincts, to what really feels right inside, and learn to live by that, and try as best as you can to follow that, instead of all these outside voices that are telling you you don't know what's right for you. And listen, if you're not sure about your own intuition or whatever, find that person in your family that has these gifts that you can connect with. And if you don't have that person in your family, then find that person somewhere else, okay? But find that person that you can actually trust, who can maybe mirror for you how you can develop your own abilities. I'm not saying you even have to go take a class, but just connect up with somebody who is real and true and wise and caring, but also doesn't just tell you what you want to hear. And unfortunately, there are a lot of people who call them psychics. They call themselves psychics, who make a living doing readings, who kind of keep people on the line by just telling them what they want to hear. And, that's not real psychicism, in my opinion. It's nice. Sometimes you can legitimately tell somebody what they want to hear because that's what you're getting for them and it's the truth. But what I'm saying is, find that person in your family or your community or your circle of friends or people who will tell you the truth as they see it and has that connection to wisdom. So that will help you connect to your wisdom, dear one, because that's where the power is. That's where the liberation is. And like I said, they, the people that want to keep other people down, they don't want us to know we have intuition. They don't want you to think that you can think for yourself and feel for yourself, but you can. So I encourage you to empower yourself and take back that knowing that you do have deep knowings inside. Until next time, I'm sending you all the love in the world and bright blessings.